Are you struggling to regain sustainability in your life and create a positive life stance? If so, listen in as courageous women share their empowering struggle of how they came through the trenches to restart and recreate a victorious life worth living. They took their power back. Learn the secrets of how they did it, and you can too. Welcome to the Real Heart Talk podcast and 360 Network for Women. And here's your host, Pamela Duran.
Welcome to Real Heart Talk podcast and 360 Network for Women. We have a special treat tonight with Chella Diaz. She is a money mindset coach. And listen, ladies, if there's anything that we need to overcome and take our power back, it is the money mindset. Chella, introduce yourself.
Oh my goodness, it is definitely a pleasure to be here, Pamela. And let's just start, because I believe that we all have some money drama, right? Whether we're ready to deal with it or not. So we all have it. What can we do to identify and release that so that we are able to create the life that we desire?
Yes, that is the big question. So I know that you've been doing this a while. You're from Orange, California. So how long have you been helping women break free from this money mindset that doesn't have anything to do with money to get them to the next level?
And I'm so glad you said that, because it's been over 10 years. And my journey initially started because I wanted to do financial literacy for high school students. I thought there was a huge need there and I wanted to help. I went out, I did the workshops, I published the book, I did the whole thing. And in the process, then I was invited to do the same workshop for women. So I say this because sometimes where we think we're going to go to, A, we may need to go down to B or C or D, right? But once I started to do that, I started doing the same workshops for women. That's when my coaching program began, because I found that the 90-minute workshop, 60-minute workshop was great, but they needed that additional support. So that's when my coaching program began. And then I found, because as we were identifying, releasing the money drama, every single one of my clients was making more money. So I thought, oh, I found it, right? It's like,
that's awesome.
Right. It took me a while to put the pieces together, but that's why now I start with that. Let's identify and release that so that it opens up new possibilities that are all around, but we can't see them because we're so busy carrying this baggage, this money drama.
So I love what you just said, because you started out on one path, which totally makes sense. Dave Ramsey's on that path to get all that in the school. But then where your fire caught on was with the women and helping them overcome that money drama to excel in their own power, in their own entrepreneurship. So that is amazing. So now looking at this money drama, what is all packed in there? Let's unpack it and see if we can help everybody listening to get a hold of it and get rid of it.
We're definitely going to give you the steps, right? Sometimes people just need that little, to look at things from a different perspective. So the first thing is, what were the money conversations that you listened to as a child? We don't judge, we don't blame, we just look at it as if we're looking at a movie. We're looking at a movie. What were those money conversations, right? And so it doesn't matter what they were. For me, it was, you have to work hard for your money, right? My dad was a baker. You have to work hard for your money. Sometimes is we can't afford it, or we can't afford that. Or, my other one is, rich people do what, right? Oh, rich people are greedy. Rich people are only rich people, whatever that is. So those are the top three that I hear often. So now that we know what that was, we're going to connect the dots to what your current financial picture is. right? So let's take rich people are greedy, rich people are mean, rich, whatever it is, whatever it was that you listen to, right? If you're wanting to sit here and you want to accumulate wealth and you want to do better than whatever, right? Because you have a cause that you want to give back to. Okay, well, if you listen to rich people are whatever, guess what? Your body is going to protect you and is not going to allow you to get to that success because you don't want to be greedy. You don't want to be mean. You don't want to be whatever it is. And I have seen that happen so many times. Now, we're
Wow.
not, go
So I
ahead.
was just going to say they're blocked in their subconscious. That's where the block is. So what
Correct.
do you do? I didn't mean to interrupt. What do you
No,
do?
no, and this is perfect. So now that you know what that is, right? Now because we're connecting the dots. So now that you know what that was, now you know, oh yes, your body subconsciously is protecting you because we don't want to be that, right? Who wants to be, known as whatever, greedy or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So then we are going to, and I know some of you are thinking, oh no, not that woo-woo stuff. But we're going to, it's in the woo-woo. I got to tell you, I'm very proud to say I am most definitely woo-woo. I'm proud of it. But we're going to write some letters to whatever that incident event was. Whoever said it, again, we're not going to blame. There's not a blame or a shame. There's no guilt. We're going to write some letters to whatever that event was, whatever those conversations, whatever that person was. And it may take a few letters. I've been doing this as far as personal development, for over 20 years. And as recently as 7 months ago, I still write some letters, right? Because it comes up in different ways, different shapes. You're going to write that letter, and then you're going to say, I am grateful for the lessons that I learned, because we all learn lessons from it.
Yes.
Just a lesson. Right. So we're just going to say, I am grateful for the lesson. And then, so that's part one. Part two, we are going to write a letter to money. I want you to imagine that you're writing a letter to that friend where you guys did everything together when you were younger, right? You hung out together, you were on the phone, you were just doing all kinds of silly stuff. Imagine you're writing that letter, those emotions, those feelings to money. And paint the picture of what do you want to do with it, right? Your mind is going to listen to this. Where are you going to hang out? What are you going to do with it? How much of that money are you going to have in the bank account? What are you going to invest in? What kind of fun activities? Now, I happen to think that watching your bank account grow is a fun activity, right?
Yes, it is. Definitely.
Now, I'm not suggesting that you don't treat yourself. I'm not suggesting that at all. But I'm just saying, what is that one thing that you can begin to see? Because you want to go back and have that relationship with money.
So it's a restoration process. I've actually written a letter to money. It was like probably 3 years ago. I should go find it and see. I might need to write it. I'm sure I need to write another one.
Because it changes, right? You may have different goals now. You may be think of as money as a relationship, right? And if you're sitting there thinking you're never enough, I don't have this, it's never right. Why would somebody want to stick around with that?
No wonder it leaves us.
As you're getting ready to pay your monthly obligations, what if you get in the state of gratefulness? I am so grateful that I have the funds to meet my obligations.
I love that.
Right. And these are simple things that you can do to practice. There was one time I went to a conference and I was sharing a room with somebody and I flown into the event. So we were using her car. I got in her car. One, it was packed, right? There was tons and tons of stuff, not much room for much. But on top of that, there was money all over the place. There was money. Now, granted, I do keep money in my car, in my ashtray. I do keep money. So I'm not saying that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about there was money, there was change, there were bills everywhere in the passenger side where I was.
Wow.
And this is one person that was struggling to meet her obligations. Well, if you're treating money that way, no respect whatsoever, right? It may not seem like it connecting the dots, but when you begin to appreciate the money, the more money you have, and this is not about, having the $1 million in the bank account, or there's nothing wrong with that, but it's about when you have more money, when you're increasing your fees and charging your value, it's going to allow you to have more money to give back. And let's face it, ladies.
I love it.
Let's face it, ladies. We may not do, and I'm putting myself in this. Sometimes we do things for others faster than we would do it for ourselves. So I'm going to invite you. If there's a cause that you have out there, go out there. Let's increase your fees today so that you have more money. Or maybe you're working less, and maybe you want to go volunteer, right? There's always, but the more money you're making, less hours you're working is going to give you the freedom to either give back more money or volunteer somewhere.
I love that. So why do you think that is, that we are willing to give our money away to other people, but we don't, pour it back into like what's important to us, maybe our family, maybe our favorite charity, or our own business or nonprofit? Why is that?
Especially our nonprofits, right? We all, I cannot tell you how many people to go out and create nonprofits because they have a passion. But I got to tell you, with that passion, we need to also ask for money. And sometimes that's all it takes. Now, this could be a lot of different reasons why this is the case. But, if we think about it, when we grew up, what were we told as little girls? Little girls, that you are supposed to be seen, not heard. Girls are not good with numbers. Girls are not doing with this. Girls, right? All of this program, and that's all it was. It was programming. Nothing wrong with the adults, nothing wrong with this, right? The adults, I like to think, they wanted to prepare us for a better future. So in the process, they gifted us some limiting beliefs. And this is about us taking that. Just because somebody's giving you a gift, I got to tell you, it is definitely not rude to say no, thank you.
I know. We don't believe like that. What in the world?
I know. It's okay, ladies. It is okay for us to say no, thank you.
Yes.
Let's just think of it for food, right? If you happen to be a vegetarian and somebody's offering you a steak, are you going to take it? Well, think about that as your money, right? If somebody's offering you less than what you need to be charging, why are you going to take the steak? You don't eat steak, right? We has to make sense to us. We have to put it in a way where it simply makes sense.
So as part of your program, helping remove those limiting beliefs, I'm sure there's plenty around asking for money. So how do you address that, Chella? Tell us.
That's a good question. There is, what, and I think for women, we complicate things. Ladies, I'm just talking to you ladies, because men don't seem to have this. I'm not saying not all men, but men. So let's just talk about us ladies, because let's talk about in the corporate world. A man and a woman are offered a position, right? The woman is going to take it. Thank you very much, blah, end of story. Ladies, all we need to do, and this is going to apply to all businesses, men on the other side, on the other hand, if they're offered a position, same one that we were just offered, they're going to ask a question. And this is a powerful question. Is that the best you can do? That's it. I'm not saying I'm not taking the position. I'm not saying that I don't want it. I'm just simply saying, is that the best you can do? When that happens, right? When that happens, a lot of these employers will come back with additional 2-week vacation or some additional holidays, or maybe a car allowance. Maybe they have bump up the salary a little bit more, right? Ladies, all we need to do is ask. So now for my entrepreneur ladies, I believe that women concentrate on, oh my God, let's just say that it doesn't matter what the amount is. Let's get real with our numbers. How many clients do you really need? Right? So let's concentrate on, okay, you know, and I'm going to be totally honest. For me, my ideal is to have 105 women in my group program for 1 year. Not all at once, but in 1 year, I want to be able to have 105 women go through the program. That's 105 women. Versus if I sit here and I say, oh, nobody's going to pay me, who's going to pay me, where am I going to find them? No, I'm just concentrating, focusing on, I need to speak to 105 women. And this is big for us ladies. And this is something I'm currently going through, to hot off the press, asking for help. Asking colleagues, asking other entrepreneurs. You know, I'm putting this program together. Who do you know that can benefit from it? We have got to ask. Right? They may or may not know, but I got to tell you, right now I'm on the mission. This is my 3rd week of a 30-day challenge to see how many people I can go out and ask to help me. I'm not selling them anything. It's a practice, asking for them to support me and share my events. That's it. And I've been really, really pleasantly surprised how many people are showing up. People that I was not surprised. I was surprised how many people are showing up and sharing my events.
How many people did you ask? How many people did you ask?
How many people? No, that's a good question. And some of them I didn't even ask. Some of them are just volunteering to do it.
Wonderful.
They see the event and they're going ahead and resharing it. Right. So sometimes I didn't even ask. So that's why I talked about, I was surprised. Some of them I did ask. So let's say I asked 5 people. So far at this particular event that I have coming up, I have 15 shares.
Nice.
I didn't ask the others. They just went in about, you know, they know me. I probably helped them somewhere along the way, probably share some of their events, or probably gave them some kind of advice or something. And so now they're just truly going out of their way and sharing. So ask, ladies. I'm going to say that 3 times. We have got to get better at asking.
I agree with that. Do you know, Chella, I was in my 50s. I mean, I'm still in my 50s, but in my early 50s before I realized I could ask for a raise. I thought I had to wait. Okay, every year, here we come with our raise. And, you know, I didn't realize that I could ask for more. Isn't that terrible? So now I know I can ask for more. And I love this, that is great for women looking for a job or more entrepreneurship partners. Is that the best you can do? You know, even if they go out and get sponsors, yep, they could do more. They could do more for them and their business. That's amazing.
Especially for our nonprofits, right? We have got to,
Yes.
if you want to make a bigger impact, this is about, if you want to help more people, okay, it takes money.
Yes.
It takes money. So how are we going to get the money? Right? And it's all about that, you know, especially for entrepreneur women, right? We have a list of things that we're good at. And this is, I come across this so much. It's like, well, you know, second nature to me. Yes. That's why other people are going to pay you a lot of money for it. Right? Then that's it. It's second nature to you. This is your gift. This is your genius zone. That's why others are willing to pay.
Yeah, the field of favor. You know, ladies, you know your field of favor. Chella, you know your field of favor. I know my field of favor. And that when we're in it, to me, the only reason that women aren't getting paid what they're worth, well, number one, like you said, they're not asking. But another one, they're just not speaking. If they would even just go do a Facebook Live and talk about their field of favor, they're building credibility. They're people are going to know, like, and trust them. There's not going to be any reason why they wouldn't do business with them.
And ladies, I totally agree. And just before we recorded the show, I did go do a LinkedIn Live. And if you're sitting and thinking, I'm not ready to go on video, it took a lot of training for me to do that. I'm getting better at being able to listen to my recordings, right? I do audio rooms. do audio rooms. Hop on LinkedIn and put together an audio room. And what's really great about that is we don't have to get camera ready, right?
I know. Whenever my makeup and everything is good, I'm like, okay, we can't waste this. We've got a video.
Oh my goodness. I know. How many ladies can remember? It's like, how many things can we do? You know, if you're having a good hair day, take advantage. Record a couple of videos, and then you can spread them out and share that. Doesn't have to be long, but we have got to show up. We have got in video, truly, because on video, you know, on post, but on video, people are going to resonate. People are going to be able to relate to you. There's something about the energy, how you, right? So that is, to me, the fastest way to attract your clients, because they see you, they hear you, they're going to connect with you, and we're only interested in the people that are going to connect with us. We don't care about the naysayers. Remember, we're looking how many clients, 20, 25, 100, however that many is. Focus on, I am ready to encounter the people that are ready for my services and can afford to pay.
Yes.
That is your daily mantra, because you can always come across somebody that wants the transformation. If they can't afford it, that's not going to be our ideal client. Ready to meet the people that are ready for my service and can afford to pay. Because the other way, if I may right now, Pamela, just because somebody has the money, that doesn't mean that they're ready for the transformation. That's why the two of them are crucial.
Yes, I agree.
Go hand in hand.
Yes. And it's so other coaches I've heard say, instead of saying pay, are they ready to invest in themselves, right? That is the big mindset switch. You're not paying, you're investing in yourself for your future.
Correct. Absolutely. I would never say pay to a client. If they say your program, let's just pretend here. Let's just imagine, Pamela, that you and I this is role playing. I'm not selling Pamela anything. This is role playing, ladies. So Pamela, we just had a fantabulous conversation. I understand what her pain point is, and I know that my program is the right fit for her. And I'm going to say, you know, Pamela, I'm so delighted that we got to meet. And I know that my program can help you with A, B, and C. The investment is, ladies, that's where we don't say anything. The investment is, and we wait for them to answer. No jumping ahead and I can offer you payments and I can do this. No, ladies, the investment is, that's it. And we wait for them to ask us questions. I just gave you a $100,000 tip.
I love it. I love it. And I wrote it down. I'm going to put it in our show notes. Because once you understand a person's pain point, then you can help them paint the picture in their mind of where will they be next year, Chella, if they sign up with you in your program, and have them tell you exactly what their life would be like when you transform their money mindset. I mean, that is amazing. And
I love if I don't take your program, I'm going to be in the same place. Wrong. If you don't take and again, I'm only if you come from a place of love, in a place from, I know that I can help this person, is no, that you're going to be in a worse place, because you're going to be in the same place. But if we work together, you would advance so much faster. So no, you're not going to be in the same place. You're going to you have taken a few steps back.
Right. Well, and the thing to look at, and Tony Robbins talks about this, Ed Milet, Dean Graziosi, patterns. What are the patterns in your life? That's part of the whole limiting belief set that I'm making an assumption because I haven't seen your program outline, but that you definitely go help break up those bad patterns and you start creating new ones, right? Is that what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my program is 5 pillars. But the first one is to identify and release your money map, your money drama. Because when you open that, every single one of my clients says, after my most recent client, after the first session with me, First session. Now, I don't guarantee these results because everybody's different, but I was so delighted with her after the first session with me. And I do have a recommendation from her on LinkedIn. So not making this up, you can go verify it in her own words. One session with me, because we identified and released the money drama. She signed up 2 new clients. Now her clients, her price point was like $2,200, $2,300, right? So within 1 week, she signed up 2. And then shortly thereafter, like on the 8th, 9th day, she signed up a 3rd client. So within 10 days, she signed up 3 new clients, all because she let go of that one, money drama. I think money drama, I happen to love potatoes. So I think of money drama as the 50-pound of potatoes you're carrying. And once you let it go, one, you're in a different place, but also you see opportunities around you. Because if you're carrying an additional 50 pounds, it's hard to see what's right in front of you.
Yes.
Not
And
magic, but it just happens.
Your whole perspective changes, right?
Yes. Yes, you make room. You make room for new things to show up in your life.
For your gift. You're making room for your gift.
Amen. I like that.
Okay, so now that they've dropped the money drama, just give us one more little point of your 5 pillars.
Your listeners must absolutely positively love you. So ladies, now that we've dropped that, is the next one, the next pillar is packaging your services. This is a $25,000 tip for you all. And that is, and I speak from experience, because when I first started doing this, I was doing single sessions. One session, one session, with the hopes that they would sign up for a larger package. I got to tell you, ladies, the people they're going to go for the one session, they're looking for the magic pill. This is not a magic pill. It's going to take a couple of sessions for us to get through all of this. Now, yes, this client had one. Magic happened to her after one session, but we still went on to do some more sessions because, we wanted to make sure that she was able to maintain this. So no more single sessions, package, right? I don't care how many sessions are in your package. I don't know if it's a time frame or sessions, right? But we have to be, so I went from 1 single sessions to 4 sessions to 5 session packages, right? And it has to be, some people want to say, well, okay, so I want to do 12 months. I got to tell you, 12 months, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with 12 months. I'm currently on a couple of months. But to start with, you may want to test each other for 90 days. Because what if this person turns out to be a challenge and you don't want to work with them? Right? Think about you. Do you really want to be working with a challenging client for 12 months? So 90 days seems to be, nothing wrong, but it could be a 5 session. It could be 2 months. It could be 3 months. But what's that term? Think of it dating, right? We're going to do the coffee. We're going to do dinner. Maybe we go dancing. Maybe we go to live music events. Think of that as getting to know each other. Right? Because some people can be challenging. Do you really want to be working? So packaging yourselves, putting your office together, because you get clarity when you do that. And that's when let's say you have a 5 session package. That's your starter, your tester. That's going to tell you who's serious. Is this person ready to invest in themselves? And I don't mean money, but are they ready to do the work? Because ladies, there's nothing worse than, and I know this from experience. What I share here, it's I know this from personal experience. There's nothing worse than wanting more success for your clients than they wanted for themselves. Nothing worse. Yeah. If not, they're not willing to take the steps. If they're not willing to put in the work, that's not a client for you. And at the beginning, I did do that. I thought, oh my God, but I can see where they are and I know I can help them. Yeah, but if they don't want to, you know what I mean? We're not going to get anywhere. So that's, to me, it's like, if they're willing to invest a 5, be up front, it's going to require for you to do this work. We're going to do these steps together. If they're not willing to do that, they're not your client. Next.
Right. Yes, exactly. I agree. And I always tell my son when he's dating, I'm like, just wait 3 months. Things are going to change. You'll know if they're really serious or not, or if they're just, hanging out or whatever. So I do believe in the 90-day rule. And I love that because only, like you say, you've been through it. I've been through it. You have to do the work. There's no shortcuts. These people that are multimillionaires, they didn't take shortcuts. They did the work. Sam Walton, Berkshire Hathaway with Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. I mean, they did the work. It's not like they just happened into it, or even Mark Zuckerberg, they put the work in, but they had a passion. So I think, ladies, you need to think about what is your passion and how can Chella help you break free from these limiting beliefs that's holding your body back, that's keeping you stuck. I'm talking to myself too, because even though I'm moving forward, there's still things, like you said, that just come up, at different times, they just come up. So what is it? What are you passionate about? What do you want to move forward with? Think about those things. Chella is amazing. I'm so happy that you could be on this show today. And so that's your second pillar. Are we sharing anything else?
She's pulling. She's really, really pulling. So my favorite, again, there's 5. She's going to get the next one. And so the next one, my next pillar is guiding entrepreneurs to show up on LinkedIn. Ladies, LinkedIn is a gold mine for our business. I don't know if you're currently using it. LinkedIn in the past 2 years, they've been around for 20 years as of this recording. They celebrated 20 years a couple of months ago. But LinkedIn is the place where you are going. It's so friendly to entrepreneurs. This is no longer a resume platform. This is a platform where you get to grow your business. That's why I enjoy doing my LinkedIn audio events. What if you start showing up once a week and you do an audio event? What's really great about that is that I don't care how many people you get in the room. You get 3 people, 5 people. I don't care if they're your friends. Practice, 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 right? You get them in the room. You're asking them questions. That's going to tell you what the people are ready for, right? So to me, marketing research. So LinkedIn is my third pillar that I have because it's a great platform to get invited to be on podcasts. You can do LinkedIn Lives, right? You can collaborate with others. And yes, of course, you can enroll new clients. In my opinion, out of LinkedIn and the Facebook and the Instagram, that's all the only 3 that I'm going to speak on. On LinkedIn, people are a more serious buyer. I'm not saying the other ones don't have money. I'm not saying you can't make, I'm not saying that at all. But if I have to choose and we all have limited time, should use that time wisely. Hang out on LinkedIn. And that's where you can find me. And that's where you can find me.
I love that. Facebook and Instagram is where I have been posting mainly. And I do, because I'm an IT QA professional, I'll post articles, on quality assurance and post in the automation. But I do, you're challenging me. I'm going to take the challenge. I'm going to do an audio room before the end of this month on LinkedIn. I got to have some time because I haven't done one yet.
Find it out. LinkedIn helps you once you create an event, an audio event. Like I said, I created them and people are sharing it.
Okay.
And you can invite people there, right? You can invite them. And, the more people you invite, so for me, I think having 20 people in the room will be great because market research, and then you get to hear their questions. Allow some time to allow some time for them to ask questions because their questions, they're telling you what their need is. When they ask it, right? When they're asking a question, there's a subject. And if you get that same question 3 weeks in a row, hello, you know what the pain point is, right? I mean, let's face it,
Yes.
you know what the
Yes, I
pain
love
point is.
that.
Yeah.
I love that. And
So
two, this plays into the money drama as well, because if you don't value yourself and think you're worthy or you are enough, then maybe you won't do that. You won't even be on LinkedIn. You'll just hide out on Facebook and Instagram.
and then wonder why your business. Now, listen, there's LinkedIn, Facebook. Definitely, there's a time and a place. Do I still post on Facebook? Yes. Do I post on Instagram? Absolutely, absolutely. However, I am more consistent and I engage more with people on LinkedIn because they're professionals and because I've been doing this for a while. I did a daily post for 12 months, which in itself for me is a task. And I did it at 6 a.m. my time. I was part of a group and they were back east. But it was my 6 a.m. After I did that for 12 months, totally transparent here, I was burnt out, right? I am up at 6, but I'm not all that creative to be engaging and having conversations, right? I haven't had my coffee yet.
Gotta have the Java.
But I did burn out. So now I'm coming back and I'm engaging and having conversations, doing the audio, doing the lives.
That's amazing. And I have a suggestion for you. I mean, you did a daily post for 12 months. That's 365 days. You need to turn that into a book.
Oh,
I'm just saying that would be so easy. You've already got the content. Just
I
put it in
do.
the format. That would be awesome.
And actually, you know what? Because I worked with a coach on that, I have the content on the Google Drive. I have all the posts, so it's already there. I did. Now, I did. That's a good idea, and I'm going to take that into consideration. I did keep track of the posts that did really well. The posts that got the most engagement. I did have one post that had over 20,000 impressions.
That's amazing.
So I did, but you know what? That one was when I told my story on how I got started at $119 per session.
Wow.
That was my story. It's like this is how I know I can help because I've been there, done that. So I did keep the ones I kept track of the ones that had the highest. And so I'm going to repurpose those. So I did do that, but yeah, book, huh?
Yes, you could do a quote book or an inspiration. Chella inspiration for your money drama. Release the money drama. Inspiration by Chella.
I was gonna say got money drama.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Got money drama.
That. And I was happy the other day when I had 639 impressions on my post. that was amazing for me.
It's really amazing. Yeah. Now this was maybe 2 years ago. The currently like my events that I post up because so many people are sharing them. They're getting about 1,200 impressions. Right. Wonderful. That just means that I'm in front of more people. It's just, and I've honestly, consistently, I've only been doing it for 3 weeks.
But that's the key. You said it, consistency. Consistency leads to success. John Maxwell has the book, The 15 Laws of Success, and that's one of them. And I've even experienced that. When you are consistent and you show up like you were talking about, you are going to see the success, whether it's just impressions, because all that has little ripple effects. Yep. So you've got impressions, you've got people sharing, you got people signing up. So it all builds momentum. That's awesome.
Amen.
Well, Chella, I'm so happy that you joined today. We will have to tune in, I guess, to find out the other 2 pillars. If you want to know more, go to Chella's site. Okay, tell us where they can find you so they can sign up or find out more about you.
LinkedIn. I have events. You can send me a message, and I'm going to give you a bonus tip. This is part of the LinkedIn. If you're reaching out to somebody on LinkedIn, send them a personal note. Don't just send them a blind request because I don't know where I met you. And I'm speaking of course, from I get marriage proposals on LinkedIn. I do. I do. I do get married.
Wow.
I haven't recently though, but I did used to get a lot. So, but send a personal note. It was a pleasure meeting you at blah, or I saw your comment on this. Let them know that you are, there's a reason why you're connecting with them, so that you have at least some type of common ground. So that is a bonus tip. It is send a personal note. So send me a personal note. I saw you at Pamela. Give me the other two pillars of your program.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm sending one because I want to know the other two. Well, it's been such a joy and a pleasure. And I think a lot of people are going to get a value out of this, because there are so many women with those limiting beliefs. And when they are stopping it and their body's stopping them, what is that doing? I really feel like it's building all that weight up. You see so many I could just see their beautiful little body inside that overweight body, but it's because of those limiting beliefs. They're not releasing, they're holding them inside. So let's go help them. Chella, you help them with their money and I'll help them with their emotions.
There we go. That's what we're talking about. Power partners. Right? Power partners. We serve the same audience with different services. Yes, that's another bonus tip. Power partners. There we go.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Thank God we're almost finished, because otherwise we're going to, Will can be here and you're like, oh my God, we don't want to overwhelm you. I'm going to say this, whatever you listen to you today and whatever resonated with you, do not get overwhelmed. Do not stress. Take one thing that you listened, that you heard today, and go out and take an action. That's it. Just one action. Master that action before you move on to another one. We gave you a lot. Just take one action.
Yes. And I will include these actions in the release notes, in the show notes as well, so they can understand how to write their letter, be in gratitude, and also write their money letter. I love those tips. I want people to do that. And then they can share with you. They can send you a personal note and share how that helped them.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, Chella. You're amazing. Everyone, she is on LinkedIn. You can go send her a personal note. She approved. And we thank all of our Real Heart Talk listeners and our 360 Network for Women radio listeners. And tune in next week for the next show.
Thank you for joining us today on the 360 Network for Women and Real Heart Talk podcast. We're so happy you could join and hope you stay tuned for the next episode.